The new headset's just gonna be a go-to. The new headset's just gonna be a Quest 1.5. The new headset's just a Quest refresh that's lighter and with more storage.
Turns out none of these predictions were even remotely true. Let's take a look at the upgrades and what this means for the future of the Quest and VR as a whole. And since you're here, you might as well subscribe, and if this video provides you any value, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Thanks. The new Quest was leaked in 2 promo videos this morning, and there have already been dozens of videos and articles talking about these new spec revelations, but just in case you missed it, here's what we know for sure about the new Quest. It has an XR2 chip with 2 times better CPU and GPU performance. Taking advantage of this chip, the new Quest is going to have 4K resolution, 2K per eye. It also has 6 gigabytes of RAM, which is 2 more than the original Quest had at 4 gigabytes. The options for storage are as high as 256 gigabytes to allow for bigger games. And the new Quest is a sleek white finish, it's lighter, and has a strap that's supposedly easier to take on and off. The controllers are also upgraded for improved ergonomics, and it is being marketed as a great device to get started on if you're new to VR. What we don't know for sure, and things that I'm curious about, are the refresh rate and the price. If previous leaks are true, we could see this headset selling for as cheap as $300. It was this insanely cheap price tag that made people think that this was going to be an upgraded Go and nothing more. Turns out, it's a fully upgraded Quest that's even cheaper than the current Quest. This is just a leak though, and could be entirely false. But if this is true, if it is cheaper, why? Why is it cheaper? And how is it cheaper with such a good chip inside? One possible explanation that I come up with is that Facebook could be pricing the Quest cheaper and taking a decrease in profits in hardware sales so that they can make profits in 2 other ways. 1, increased control of the VR headset market. 2, increased software sales. Let's talk about each of these. First, the Quest is the perfect device to introduce newcomers to VR. The original Quest already expanded VR to so many people, and Facebook is marketing the second Quest as another great device to get into the VR space. They want to sell as many as they can because they know VR is a growing market and they want to take the biggest share of the market possible. This is such a high priority for them that they might be willing to lose out on profits now for higher gains in the future. This is a common business strategy used by giants such as Amazon in the past. If they take the market now while it is relatively new, they will create brand loyalty and might even drive some of the competitors out of the market, further increasing their ability to sell more hardware in the future. We already see HTC possibly leaving the consumer market, and Facebook could be pushing to take more control of the market away from other giants such as Valve. Second, the more headsets that Facebook sells, the more opportunity it has to increase profits through software sales. This means that they don't need to make a profit on hardware because they're going to make a much higher profit selling games. Think about it, most people spend much more on games than they ever do on their actual consoles. I spent hundreds on VR games just in the last 3 months. Facebook understands this and understands that the best way to profit in the long run is to get people into VR and buying games. And the best way to do that is with a cheap all-in-one headset like the Quest. Now, all of this is just my speculation, but as someone who has a decent understanding of business strategy, this is what makes the most sense based on the new Quest and their recent choices. Now, another implication from these ads is that the games are going to be bigger and better than ever before. We recently just saw Onward ported to the Quest, which is a massive game, and frankly, it was a miracle that it ran on the Quest at all. With these improved specs, games have the opportunity to be so much better than they are in the original Quest, and we could see a lot more PC games ported over to the Quest. But where does that leave us that have the original Quest? Well, original Quest owners still have an awesome headset right now, but within the next year, I could see us being in a couple awkward situations where new games are being released that don't run very well on the original Quest. Another awkward possibility is that developers might feel limited by the original Quest, and they might not want to develop games that use the Quest to full potential just so they can sell games to the original Quest owners. And so we won't be able to take full advantage of what Quest 2 has to offer simply because developers want to make sure it works for both Quests. Another possibility, which is probably the more likely possibility, is that the Quest 2's extra processing power is going to be entirely used up upscaling games, rendering them at higher resolutions and frame rates. This means that any game developed would run just as well on both systems, but the Quest 2 would have a much better experience with much better looking visuals. In whatever situation, it's going to be an interesting thing to see where games go for the Quest. I can't wait to see when this Quest will be released and the full specs later this week. It's also been hinted that there's so much more to see regarding this headset, and so I'm really excited to see what other features are coming with it. Let me know what you guys think about these leaks and what you want to see in future headsets, but for now, I'm out.